So wait, can we also do this? Yes, we can. Okay. Awesome. So we are both doing a local recording and a stream to Twitch. Now, let's see what's going on in here. Go to home. Hey, check it out. I got honored. Hooray. I'll spectate this game like a boss. Okay, so we're 2 minutes and 20 seconds behind them. So on the right-hand side, we have our SirsiDynix AfterHours team, and this is officially the first recording of the SirsiDynix AfterHours team in any sort of queue. So we have Aaron, who's playing AD carry, Chasen, who is playing, it looks like he is playing Jace, so I would imagine he's playing top. Chatten as Nocturne playing jungle, Great Slore playing mid, it looks like, as Katarina, and Kalindi playing Sona as support bot. Okay, so in this game, looks like there's actually two Ezreals, so that's going to be an interesting dynamic. They've got a Tark support bottom, which is going to be absolutely nasty. So I think we can expect to see a lot of early aggro from the blue team bottom lane. Now, whether or not that's going to be completely offset by Kalindi and his Sona, I guess we'll just have to see. I would imagine that Aaron and Kalindi will be able to hold their own just fine, but who knows? We could always be surprised. We've got a Lee Sin going jungle against Chatten. And then, ooh, a Heimerdinger mid. I don't think I've seen that in a while, so Heimerdinger versus Cat is also going to be a very interesting game. I think that we can expect to see a lot of aggro from Heimer. Once he hits level 6, his turrets are just going to be pouring that damage onto Katarina, and I think that she's just going to be too squishy to be able to stand up against that, but I guess we'll see. And we're getting ready to go into the game, so here we go. SirsiDynix AfterHours League, recorded game number 1. This will be going up on YouTube after the live stream is done for this evening, as will the rest of the games in preparation for the AfterHours League competition put on by Riot. Again, this is the SirsiDynix team. You can go and check out our website. We're a library management software company, and we're going to be entering the AfterHours League Riot tournament along with the likes of Microsoft and Bungie and Adobe and other such software development companies. So should be really excited to see that. It's going to be a great tournament, I believe. I've only got one skin in this game. What is this? People need to stop being poor. Oh, this is also interesting. Every single one of their team is an honorable opponent. Has that badge, and only 2 of our team does. I wonder if that will help to predict the outcome of the game. I guess we'll just have to see. So I guess I can give you a little bit of background while we're waiting on some of the team members. So we've got Aaron, who classically plays AD carry bottom. He's also extremely excellent, and I feel better at AP mid. But for the current team composition, you know, the people that we had to work with, he was the best option for ADC, so that's what he's doing. Chasen plays usually an excellent top. He's definitely a lot better at Vladimir than I am, as you could tell by that last game I just streamed. It's not hard to do. Chatten is pretty much always jungle. He'll occasionally play support bottom or a solo top. But he does a really good job, and he's actually extremely good with Nocturne, especially, so this will be good to see. Katarina, great slower. I don't know a lot about him, IRL or in-game, so I guess we'll see how he does with Katarina in mid. And then Sona, Kalindi, or Matt, is an excellent support. He also plays a mean Jace. So I think that we'll probably see him do that once or twice in these league games. But for now, is doing Sona support, and Sona is a beastly support. She has an insane amount of sustain in the lane. It just, it's rough to go against. So another interesting thing that I'm seeing here is the entire SirsiDynix team has 60 or less ping, whereas the opposing team has around the 150 range. So generally speaking, it looks like we're going to be better on the response times. I wonder if that'll make a difference as well. Oh, another little fun fact. Chatten is Sheridan Ritchie, and that is actually my father. Okay, in the game. So we're likely going to see both teams play a defensive jungle game for now. I don't imagine that anybody is going to be invading. And I have commentated before, but this is my first time commentating and doing a live stream of a game, so forgive me if I do something wrong. Okay. Yeah, it looks like we're just generally playing a defensive game here. I'm actually surprised to see that Jace is not defending red. It looks like he's getting told to by the rest of his team. Makes sense.
Summon me, 30 seconds and you'll like the way you look. I guarantee it. Get it?
A little Garantant. Good stuff. Okay. So I would imagine that we're going to see Chatten going for early wolves. Why is this redirecting me? Guess I'll have to figure out the camera. Ooh, that's interesting. I don't think I've seen that tactic before. Get a little jump start on the red buff there for Lee Sin. Oh, that should work out nicely for them. Yeah, so wolves start for Chatten. No help from bot lane on the opposing team, it looks like. I should start calling them blue team. Gonna have an early blue on Chatten, which is gonna be really nice for the purple team. He'll be able to gank like crazy, starting I think at level 2 is when he'll start, although he could stick with the farm for a while. Expect to see some excellent last hitting from Aaron. He is almost always spectacular at that. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. So this, to me, I think is going to be the most interesting lane in this game. Oh, we're going to have a gank top from Chatten. Does he have a ward down? Nope. So Garen is currently unaware of Nocturne sitting right in his brush. But I don't think that he's going to overextend. Oh, there goes. So not going to be a kill for them, I don't think. But certainly made him scared. The CS bot looks about even for now. Ooh. Okay, so Chasen overextending a little bit top, trying to get that kill underneath the turret. Could prove to hurt him later, as that Garen is going to be nasty. And I think that he can probably pull out a kill from underneath Chasen's nose that he's not expecting, so let's see if this gank mid results in a kill. Ooh. Yep. Ouch. That's unfortunate. So Katarina dead mid. And not a good start. Looks like Jace is also about to die, maybe? Like I said, that tower dive to try and kill him was not the smoothest move. Kalindi taking some damage in bot from that Ezreal, who has definitely got some nasty poke going on. Chatton's got to be really careful, because this Lee Sin is still sitting in the brush, and here he goes. Ooh. Escaping again. Probably have to head B, or just head to Wolves, I suppose. Chasen getting zoned hardcore top. Although it looks like he still is managing more CS, so I'm not quite sure what Garen is doing. Let's see if this Katarina can recover from that death. Shouldn't be too hard. Chasen is playing dangerous games with Garen up here. Jace. I don't know, is it better to call them by their champion names or by their screen names? Guess we'll do champion names. Should be targeting him while he's right underneath the turret this early. Lee Sin taking some nasty damage off of Ezreal on that turret. So it looks like Chatton's finished his first bout and he's heading back to buy. With enough money to grab a heart of gold right off the bat, that is definitely going to be helpful. Those GP5 items may not seem like a whole lot at the beginning, but oh man, do they stack up. It's going to give him some great late game viability, especially if he doesn't get the CS that he needs. Katarina playing things a little bit too dangerous in mid, perhaps, taking some hits from the turret that she doesn't need to. Do not want to give that Heimerdinger more damage than he's already going to put out on her between his turrets and his Hextech missiles. Those things are nasty. So at this point, things are fairly balanced. Blue team is still 1 kill ahead, but as far as gold goes only 0.2, 0.3k difference between the two, easily recoverable. Not much of a lead at all. So I'm gonna have Chatton coming down here and killing Lee Sin at his own juggle. I think that's what's gonna happen. Ooh, that fear is nasty. Lee Sin manages to teleport back to his Heimerdinger, but that is definitely gonna hurt. And Chatton's gonna catch Heimerdinger in the jungle here again, with Katarina coming up behind him. Are we gonna see a gank here? Double turrets in the brush, with Garen coming down from top. Looks like they're gonna try to steal blue, maybe. Yes, they are, and Lee Sin is headed on his way back. They've got to kill him. Got to kill blue before Lee Sin can get back there. They'll be in major trouble. Heimerdinger waited just a bit too long to do that. Probably could have had at least 1 kill on Chatton between him and Garen. Katarina really needs to be careful again to not get ganked by that Lee Sin. Another gank will put her reasonably far behind. Jace does not have a ward here, so he's not going to see the gank coming. Although he's done a decent job of not overextending, I guess we'll see. Yep. Botched gank. Nicely done. Lee Sin was a little bit eager, it seemed like. So he jumped the gun, and Jace was safe. Although it looks like he's going to stay lane top. Maybe they're going to try to push this turret or kill him on top of it. Katarina also pushing very hard middle. Generally staying on top of Heimerdinger's turret, which probably not the best of ideas, especially considering those Lee Sin ganks. So Jace dying again, almost taking out Lee Sin, but looks like they did manage to kill him on top of the turret without any problems. So bot lane, purple team seems to be handling exceptionally well. Got a major difference in CS between the two of them. Well, major for how early it is in the game. That 20 CS difference can really be big once he hits B. Going back to the store with an extra 500 gold over your opponent, not too shabby. So both junglers doing a good job of keeping up on their routes, it seems like, and managing to get good ganks in on both sides. So a couple of good junglers here. Chatting becoming awfully low, grabbing that red buff. Looks like he's gonna go for those golems, probably. Maybe he just didn't feel safe there. Well, better safe than sorry, I suppose, although there was nothing to worry about in that case. Katarina needs to focus less on damaging Heimerdinger and more on catching up on CS with him. He's about... well, he's almost 10 ahead of her at this point, I guess. What's the exact number? Well, I'm not that far behind. So, putting on some decent damage and keeping up in CS. Ooh. Could be a nasty gank. Looks like it's going to be a trade 1-for-1, maybe? Yeah, that's definitely a dead Taric, and Sona managed to live. So, not a trade. Definitely a good place to be. Looks like we might see another gank from... oh. There goes the ult. Putting down some major damage on that Ezreal. Possibly getting a kill on Lee Sin. Missed ult by our Ezreal. It's okay, he's gonna force him B, and that other the blue Ezreal should definitely be thinking about it at this point. I don't believe that Taric has his heal leveled, so he's gonna have a tough time staying lane. What type of items does he have? Yeah, just a Vampiric. I would go back. So it looks like our top lane is still fairly balanced, with our Jace versus their Garen doing decently well in CS. Possibly gonna get a kill here. Can put down a gate and land that. Yep, there it is. Very nicely done. Now he just needs to watch for Lee Sin coming up behind him. He does have a ward, so he'll see that, but will he see it soon enough? Looks like he's gonna make it out of there just fine. Well played. So blue Ezreal looks like he's going to try and push them on top of this turret, maybe get some turret damage down, or just set himself up for a nice gank, although he does have it warded, but I don't really see a whole lot of reason in pushing yourself on top of their turret like that. Oh, gonna see another kill here for SirsiDynix. Nope. Close though. Just needed a couple more ticks on that ignite, maybe a couple more hits from the ult. Probably should have flashed in a little bit closer. I think we're going to see Heimer take this blue back to base. And again, this ward down here doing good stuff for Jace. Allowing him to see these ganks that are coming. Hopefully he realizes Lee Sin is there. Should not be jumping into that. Perhaps he was too involved in his fight with Garen, I'm not sure, but I don't think he realized Lee Sin was there. Probably would not have gone in otherwise, and Lee Sin is still there. Is he going to try to interrupt the back? Looks like no. Possible setup for a gank coming from Chatton. No ward there, so if he does move between the brushes, he should be okay. Chasen pushing him much too far down the lane for it to matter, though. Maybe he's going to try to just push it on top of the turret. Oh, moving into that second brush. This is going to be a bad place for Garen. As soon as Garen pushes just a little bit, he is going to get a nasty surprise from that brush. And he does not have it warded. And I don't believe he was able to see Chatton. How do you change the Fog of War? What's the hotkeys for that? F1, F2, F3. Yeah, I don't think there's any way he saw that. Are you going to be able to kill him on top of the turret? Possibly. Fear going down. Chasen escapes the turret, but does not live, and it looks like Garen will likely be able to escape. Oh, nope, there goes the ult. Oh, nice juke by Garen. Is it going to save him? I believe that Nocturne is too low on mana to cast a Q, so it is going to save him indeed. Very well played by Garen in that situation. That gank was key. Sorry, that juke was key. Very nicely played by him. I think that Jace may have stuck around too long underneath the turret. Probably should have let Chatton take the turret aggro for a while. What are we going to see down here? Bot. Probably not a kill, but definitely some major damage being put out by the purple Ezreal. Set them up nicely for a later gank, or even just if they extend a bit too far. I'm sure that he can take advantage of that. With that Sona having full mana, that constant heal puts him in a nice position. So Heimerdinger with some aggro warding, possibly about to die. Although those turrets are certainly nasty. Gonna try to steal blue, although he may... He's gonna steal blue with the turrets. Oh no, that's terrible. Oh! Oh, and it resets. That was a brilliant strategy, just not quite executed to perfection. Perhaps he set that second turret just a tad bit too far? Oh, what did we miss here? Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Purple team is taking a beating here. Very well placed ult by Ezreal. And Heimerdinger's ult with his turrets in there just decimated purple team's health. That was not a good position for them to be in. They grouped up nicely for that enemy Ezreal's ultimate, and then they were getting hit by the turrets. I'm sure they all took damage from his white bomb blinding stun thing. Not quite sure what it's called. I think it's a W. Anyways, overall a bad position for them to be in. Blue team is starting to pull away as far as kills go, but gold is still pretty well matched. Definitely a place that purple team can recover from at this point. No turrets on either side yet, and I don't think that there are any that are awfully close. No, none that are really close. Doesn't take much though. I mean, everybody's approaching level 10 to 12, so... guess we'll see. Does not take a whole lot to push down that first turret at this point in the game, though. Jace again having the ward, but again seeing that Lee Sin too late. That is really going to cause problems for him if he can't have the map awareness to really utilize that ward. So I think we're going to see the same aggro that we've seen from Katarina, but she needs to be really careful while Heimerdinger has that blue buff on him. His cooldowns are extremely low and he has a ton of mana regeneration, so he is going to be spamming abilities left and right. And that Hextech missile just, she will certainly take a beating from it if she allows him to do so. Bottom lane trading a lot of blows, being very aggro with each other, and yet still on both sides managing to get quite a bit of CS, although it looks like purple team's Aaron is doing a bit better in the CS department, so I think that advantage will serve him well, especially later in the game. Anything that he can utilize to get that extra bit of damage against that other Ezreal. Ezreal moving out of the ultimate but still getting stunned. Aaron likely going to die from that last turret hit. Fighting underneath the turret. I think we might see them go for Tarek. Nope. Fighting underneath that turret is just dangerous gamble, and I don't know that what they got for their gamble was equal, so we'll see how that plays out for them later. This Jace top, though, is really becoming a problem for the Garen. I think that Garen is going to lose this turret relatively soon if Lee Sin doesn't back him up with a gank. Although Lee Sin may be dead here soon. Fighting underneath the turret. It's a good B from him. Does not want to fight that battle. Garen going again for a fight that he should not be. Jace is definitely in a position to zone Garen from the CS, pushing them on top of the turret, making it extremely difficult for him to get those CS that he really at this point desperately needs. Generally using his range to his advantage. I think we're going to see the turret go down here right now.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
And there goes the first turret. Although if bot isn't careful, they're going to lose theirs too. That was a very aggressive Taric Ezreal combo. So Jace definitely needs to be more careful now that he's pushed past this first turret. His ward is not going to do so much for him, as Lee Sin can just travel through the friendly jungle. And Garen just definitely needs to focus on farming. He is behind Jace in a very large way. 50 CS behind is not in a place that you want to be top lane. Well, not any lane, but especially top lane when it's 1-to-1, and Jace can just zone him so completely. In fact, I think we'll likely see a kill here. Jace is just so incredibly fast, and Garen is doing whatever he can to get away, but it's not going to be enough. I think we're going to see him go down again. One more speed gate, and he is done for. Oh, makes it to the turret just in time, although I believe that if Jace had casted his Q through the speed gate instead of running through it, he would have had that extra kill. Taric really needs to get back bottom. This purple team is going to regenerate health very quickly between Sona and the amount of lifesteal that their Ezreal has on him. Their lane sustainability is pretty good at this point, and Taric just does not have the kind of support that he should continue to try to push here. Nocturne waiting in the wings for a possible gank, probably going to ulti at this point. Yep, there it is. There's one kill. Are we going to see a second one? What are they going to go for? It looks like Tark's up next, and Tark will die.
Double kill.
I think we're going to see them push him on top of the turret, and if Ezreal stays there, he will definitely die. They're going to go for Dragon instead of the turret. Good choice. They'll probably go for that bottom turret directly after they grab Dragon. It does not have a ton of health left. I'm going to see Heimerdinger attempt to steal here. See if he can pull it off. Ooh. That is a well-timed smite by a very practiced jungle player. Wait until there's just enough health to finish it off and prevent Heimerdinger from getting that steal. Good strategy all around. Although I'm disappointed that they weren't as aggro as they could have been bottom lane. Ezreal was completely overextended as he was, just sitting in that lane underneath the tower. I think they definitely could have pushed it down and gotten a kill out of it as well. So I think at this point we can expect to see Jace doing a lot more roaming from his top lane, which is going to be huge for middle lane, especially with as much CS as he has and his general advantage. He's awfully close to killing this Heimerdinger, almost completely solo. And is that ult going to last long enough? Oh, that has got to be frustrating. And I think we're going to see a dead Katarina at this point. Yep, there it is. That has got to be frustrating. But, nice pickup on the Heimerdinger kill from Ezreal with that ult. Well placed, well timed. Aaron again, a very, very good ADC carry. An ADC player with excellent skill shot capabilities, as is evidenced by his current play with Ezreal. Although they may not be able to save this bottom turret, they may have just sacrificed it.
Team's turret has been destroyed.
Are they going to be able to catch up with Ezreal to grab the kill in retribution? Oh, just barely missed him. Although they do see Garen. I wonder what they're going to do with that information. They see both Garen and Taric coming into lane. Looks like they're going to harass Garen a little bit. Garen again, extremely far behind from where he should be. Will likely die in this engagement. Very, very nicely placed ult by Sona. That ult catching every single one of the blue team that was in that fight at the time. Really putting out incredible damage, each one of them. See multiple kills here, at least multiple close kills. Oh. Near miss, again, by Ezreal, who really has that skill shot down. Although I think we might see Chatton go down here. Sorry, Nocturne. Hopefully his team comes up to support him. Although it looks like most of them are running out of mana. Again, a number of close kills. Gotta be frustrating to not pick those up, although they will get a turret, possibly a second one. So I don't think that they're really crying at this point. Jace, again, absolutely dominating top. Even with Heimerdinger there. Still able to put out incredible damage on that turret. His speed is just ridiculous at this point. Activates those few abilities and just can put out huge amounts of damage in a very short amount of time. Garen needs to be very careful here. Looks like we're going to see a push middle from purple team. Although possibly a split push from Jace. He may end up joining them mid though, it looks like. As far as our junglers go, Nocturne doing an extremely good job of keeping his CS way far ahead of Lee Sin's. I think that is definitely one of the main reasons that Lee Sin has insofar not been as an effective ganker as Nocturne. He just doesn't have the gold to get those items that he needs. Jeez. The entire blue team making great use of those Zhonya's Hourglass. Escaping death multiple times. Doing very well with their activation items in general. Although I think that Heimerdinger is playing a dangerous game by sticking around here, especially with Jace still being there. All it takes is one speed gate Q, and he could be very well dead. Something going on bottom as well. Possible kill on Ezreal, or Tark, or both at this point. Although it looks like Ezreal is going to escape, and Tark is likely going to die at this point. Indeed.
Dominated.
Lost a turret as well. Heimerdinger needs to stick with mid, I do believe. Especially while the rest of the purple team is pushing so hard. I do not think that he should be using those turrets to get that extra jungle, especially since Lee Sin needs it so badly. We'll see purple team going for their third dragon. And I don't think they're going to have any contest.
Purple team has slain the dragon.
Would not be surprised to see them go for Baron soon. Wonder if there's a way to see chats. I don't believe there is. That's unfortunate. Yeah, looks like they're preparing wards for Baron. Although a number of these have been here for a while, and Blue has their own wards there. So, no Baron just yet. Oh, here comes the preparation. They really need to get someone either with... There we are. So, we're gonna see Sona checking for wards with that oracles that she's got. See this one just before it goes down. Unfortunately, that does mean that blue team had sight on them and knows that they're likely going to go for Baron soon. There's another ward. Was Sona able to see it? Yes, she was. That's gonna go down. Leaving it with one hit left. Purple needs to group in order to push back blue from this position. I don't think that blue is nearly as ready as they should be to try for Baron, but they certainly could. Although it may be in purple's best interest to force Baron at this point, so perhaps blue is playing straight into purple. Oh man, massive damage on top of Sona. That's going to definitely hurt purple's ability to teamfight without that massive ult that she's been landing on at least 3 people almost every single time, and the huge amount of sustain that she provides in team fights. That is definitely going to be felt. In fact, I think that's going to push them away from Baron. Again, it looks like they're prepping for it, but I don't think they'll go for it without Sona at this point. Not while the entire enemy team is up. They have vision on Garen. blue team really needs to make a move here. They did good by jumping on Sona, but they should know what's happening at Baron. They may not have a ward there, but they should be able to surmise based on what they saw with their ward before it got killed. They're also not taking advantage of the opportunity to push. Yeah, I don't think that blue took advantage of that like they could have and should have. And in fact, I believe that cost them the game. They definitely had an opportunity to push further bottom middle or to catch purple team with only 4 versus 5. Could have definitely turned the tables in favor of blue, but at this point, I'm gonna call it a purple win. Only 1 kill ahead, but 5k gold difference, and 1 turret can mean quite a bit. Top lane still with a massive lead on top of... Jace. Massive lead on top of Garen. This directed camera feature is interesting. Not quite sure how it chooses who to zoom to. Oh, Heimerdinger getting caught out of position by Nocturne, and I don't think they're going to see a save come in. Definitely, he is going down. Those ult turrets still putting out quite a bit of damage, but there's just nothing that he can do about both of them jumping on top of him like that. Katarina and Chatton moving in for a likely turret kill at this point.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Katarina and Nocturne. Jeez, I've got to get better at that. Katarina needs to get back. Although, with the rest of purple coming to back her up, looks like this is going to be a final push mid. Split push all 3 lanes. Blue team is in a very, very bad position right now. They need to either consolidate and push back mid or split and push in all 3 lanes. They're doing neither at this point. They have really done terribly at matching up lanes. Garen probably should have switched out early, but he didn't, and he's just been zoned the entire game. Poor Garen. Jace just completely destroying him.
Purple team has slain the dragon.
4th dragon for purple. I'm gonna see them go back and buy. Wish we could see individual players' unspent gold. Oh, we can. Heimerdinger stockpiling quite a bit of gold at this point. And he does not have his entire build, so I'm not sure what his idea is, or what he's going to be building next. And I'm still iffy on this whole farming with turrets strategy. It seems to have worked out well for him sometimes, but it also seems to be kind of risky. And those are risks that they should probably not be taking at this point in the game. A blue buff on Heimerdinger could really make the difference here in this final team fight around central turret. I think the blue has this last opportunity. I'm going to jump on Katarina, do some major damage to her. Sona with the ult on a majority of their team. It looks like purple is in full retreat, and I don't believe that blue is going to be able to capitalize on it like they need to be able to. They managed to kill Katarina. Are they going to get Ezreal as well? No, they are not. And they are not seeing that Nocturne is about to destroy an inhibitor in their base and possibly another turret. They're going to continue to run and just generally do things they shouldn't be doing. Too indecisive at this point. Is Heimerdinger going to be able to... Nope. Heimerdinger should not have been the one to go back here, I do believe. I do declare. And just not enough aggro, not enough damage from this blue team to put on middle. Heimerdinger gonna fall.
Rampage.
I think that is good game. I would not be surprised to see us surrender at this point.
Blue team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
Very nicely placed ult. Almost a double kill. Fortunately, neither of them was quite low enough. Unfortunately for Ezreal. Purple Ezreal. So perhaps that wasn't the last engagement, and we're going to see this drag on for another 5 minutes of play. Blue, I'm pretty sure is unrecoverable at this point. They may only be 1 kill behind, but they are 5 turrets and 10k gold behind, so I don't see a whole lot of hope for them at this point. Their top has really not done a good job. They allowed Jace to become pretty ridiculous, and even though he doesn't have a whole lot of kills or assists at this point, his damage in team fights and the way that he's been able to control his lane, especially for split pushing, has been vital. And Ezreal, purple Ezreal, with a massive amount of CS, closely matched by blue Heimerdinger. Heimerdinger really the saving grace at this point for the blue team, and Lee Sin just being another dead weight. 2 dead weights on the blue team versus a very nicely cohesive purple team. I don't see this going anywhere good for blue. Huge engagement here. We'll see Katarina go down. Possibly Lee Sin down soon. Again, enormous damage from Jace, but I think he's gonna die. This could be very game-changing for blue. They really need to focus on that Ezreal. If they can take down purple Ezreal, they will be in a good spot. Managed to get that stun on him, but I don't think they're going to be able to capitalize on it. Just able to run too well, especially through their jungle.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Blue team certainly minimized the damage that they're going to take from that Baron buff, but I don't think it's going to be able to save them. Although it was a very well-played team fight on their part. Some random retreats being called on Baron? Who knows? Man, Ezreal just extremely scary at this point in the game. 348 damage per hit, and I would assume that he's got some sort of critical strike runes on him because he has been getting a lot of them. What's his gold at currently? Yeah, his gold earned is leagues ahead of everybody else. Doing a ton of damage. It's well-placed ults like those that just increase the amount of gold that he's getting and increase his viability throughout the entire game. Stuff like that really makes or breaks. I'm gonna see a split on their blue. Managed to pick that up. I'm gonna manage to pick up Dragon as well. Another small engagement. Looks like we're probably gonna lose Katarina again. Although we'll see. Oh, is be a very bad spot for purple team. They are not grouped properly like they should be. Jace again being able to put out tons of damage, but losing Ezreal is not good. Losing Ezreal there is really going to hurt them. Although again, I'm not sure that that means that blue can pull it out. I just don't think that they can capitalize on these team fights that they occasionally win. They haven't been able to so far, and I don't think that they'll be able to going forward. I think we're going to see purple team try to go straight for the Nexus, although I could be wrong. Still putting plenty of pressure bottom. Possibly catching Heimerdinger off guard with none of his team in support. Kill on Taric here would be excellent for purple team, would definitely increase their ability to push to that Nexus turret. Although Jace needs to get back. He could be in a very rough position right here. As soon as that stun comes down from Taric, second stun here, he's gonna go down. Purple team being a little bit too risky, a little bit too aggro. They need to not screw it up at this point in the game. I think what we'll see from them is a singular push, either middle or bottom. They really just need to group up and push a single lane.
Slain the dragon.
Blue team continues to win these past few team fights because purple team decides to split up. You know, with half of them going top and one bottom and one mid. It makes it too easy for blue to pick them off one at a time. And really in a position where if it was 5-on-5, purple should be dominating blue. Another nice little engagement. All of them caught by the Sona ult. Heimerdinger will die. Possibly. Oh. Heimerdinger may survive. Purple team's Ezreal going down again. That is really just not good for them. They need to do better at keeping their carry alive, or he needs to do better at escaping, one of the two. We may possibly see he's going down. It's a dead Nocturne. This puts him at 4 versus 3. I don't know, we may yet see blue pull this out. But again, they've really got to just group and push. Both teams are having an intense problem with grouping and doing terrible damage to a single lane, like they really need to. Although blue may fix this here. If blue can pull together like they need to, they can get at least 2 turrets down here. There goes one turret. Still 2 down on this, including the ADC. Ezreal back up. Looks like they're gonna retreat from this turret. Probably a good idea. I think we'll see them prepping for Baron. Try to prevent purple from grabbing that again. Especially now that it's 5-on-4. If purple tries for Baron before Nocturne gets back, could put them in a position to lose another team fight to blue. Which, at this point, blue has 3 more player kills, although they're still behind by about 7,000 in the gold department, so I would say still relatively behind. A nice little steal here from blue's Ezreal. Gonna steal that red from purple Ezreal. Oh, very risky. But it paid off. Nicely done. Although, probably more dumb luck than anything else, considering he didn't have wards. Just cutting it awful close, but I suppose that's what blue has to do at this point to win, is take those big risks.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
We may see purple try to force a Baron here. And if they do, I think they're going to be in a spot to lose again to blue. Things are more evenly balanced than they were before, and blue has done an excellent job of somehow pulling these team fights out. Oh, and here we go. Garen actually doing quite a bit of damage. Lots of AoE from the purple team. I mean the blue team. Purple team suffering badly on all fronts. Losing Nocturne early in the battle. Losing Jace. Only losing Heimer, but blue has only lost Heimer so far. Likely going to lose Ezreal again at this point. Can they pick him up again after the res? Possibly losing Katarina. Looks like she got away safe. There's another dead Ezreal. An easy kill on Sona. And here comes another turret. Garen needs to get out of there. Still in turret aggro. Oh man. Oh, blue, can you do it? Can you pull it out like this? Oh no. Purple team, what happened here? You're about to lose the game. This is it. What is blue doing? Ah, risky stuff. And I'm sure there's GG's going on between both teams at this point, because this is over. Blue team managed to pull it out of nowhere. They managed to come together right at the end. Oh man. Blue was able to pull together to a single lane, group up, unlike purple. Purple just could not seem to get into a single lane there at the end, and while the split pushes were working for a while, I think that is what ended up losing them the match. Oh man, frustrating loss. Frustrating indeed. Okay, well, that was definitely insightful into the way that purple team has been playing and is going to continue to play in their league game. They really have got to be able to team up better. So, chatting right now with Nocturne, chatting, he's claiming that Heimer worked them over. What I saw was a lack of grouping on your part. Okay, well that has been the first SirsiDynix AfterHours episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be doing another one right here again in just a moment, so these will probably both get uploaded on YouTube essentially simultaneously. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you soon.